At Location Junction, just before Location Junction, the traffic started to build. And then we heard these sirens, okay? Obviously, we obviously knew it was somebody, some people. Now, what is particularly worrying about this story is that when we got to the cause of the traffic, there was a broken down truck. So, a lot of people had to move from the right side of the road to the left side of the road, all right, so that they can get past and access Location Junction and move up to Ada George. Now, there was a car, I can't forget, it was a Golf, a small car in front of us. Now, when he was at that point, these individuals in sirens, they had plate numbers. My memory is sharp enough to remember the first four digits. Now they had presidential plate numbers, right? Presidential plate numbers 504, FG 504, to show you how serious this infraction is. FG 504 was a coastal bus and some trucks containing what looked like military men. Or what they call a mopo man in the vehicles, about 3 or 4 of those vehicles, right? But the truck and the what they call them, the truck and the coastal bus in front were the major culprits of what I'm about to tell you right now this morning and share with you this morning, talking about illegal siren use. Now, these individuals, right, as always, who blare their sirens, make Nigerians who have a job or a place to go or whatever to clear the path for them so that they can make their way through. All right, no problem. We're used to the illegality, apparently. Now, they get to this point. Now, this man in his small Golf, who's also trying to get by, notices them and stops. Now, one of the drivers in that truck rolls down his car and brings a bottle of water and pours at this Golf driver who's on the left side. Fortunately, the man's windows were up. Then the next car, the next pickup truck, it was a Ford Ranger, came. The driver, the soldiers or the military personnel did not cause or actually harass this man. But what is very sad in this story, ladies and gentlemen, is that the driver, I don't know if the driver is also a military personnel, he did not look like one. In fact, both drivers did not look like one, but they brought out bottles of water and in fact asked the man, roll down, let them pour you. For what crime in particular? Please, if you're listening to us and you're in Port Harcourt and you by chance are some secretary, PA, whatever, and you probably know these vehicles attached to your agency, FG, presidency number FG 504, FG 504, on Friday, were bullying innocent Nigerians at Location Junction. Which brings me to our conversation this morning. I have Richard Wokocha, our constitutional lawyer friend, with us this morning. Mr. Richard, good morning and thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Jude.
Now,
good morning, Nigeria.
Thank you very much as always. Our conversation this hour has to do with illegal siren use. Back in 2012, which was about 9 years ago, we've had a series of Inspector General of Police come through and lay down the law, as it were, remind that illegal siren use, right, is a criminal offense and it should not be condoned over and over again. Now, in recent times, it seems as though many people have totally forgotten about whether they are military officials, whether they are policemen, they all seem to have forgotten that there is such a thing as illegal siren use. So very quickly, sir, I know you were a busy man. We want to get to ask you, what exactly does the law say concerning illegal siren use?
The law criminalizes illegal siren use. You already cited the National Road Traffic Regulation, Section 1, I think it's 154.
Yes, Section 154 of the National Road Traffic Regulation.
Yes. Yes, criminalizes illegal use of sirens. Sirens are ordinarily designed for emergency. We expect to hear siren when The fire truck is on the way to salvaging a fire situation. An ambulance is on the way to saving a life that is endangered, and all that. Those are the circumstances in which we expect to see siren. But the only other circumstances permitted by that regulation is the president and the leadership of the executive at the national level, the legislature and the judiciary. Those are the ones exempted. Every other use of the siren is an abuse, it's a breach of the law. Unfortunately, we have retrogressed in the country over years, not now, to a point where siren is used as a status symbol. Virtually any government official at all can cause siren to be used for him. It's not seen as a mark of a big man is coming or big government official is coming. So we are no longer thinking of the proper use or usage of that invention. It was designed not as a status symbol. It was designed to clear the road in the event of emergencies. It does not warn you. It allows citizens to enable them clear the road for a necessary movement that needs to be made. Something urgent and something serious must be at stake. So what we have done is abuse it like every other law in this country. And you have observed what you observed, because between the law, the letters of the law in the law books, that's the statute books, and realization of the objective, is a very wide gulf. In this country, the idea of implementing the law seems to have been lost on us. Nearly every law is more or less observed in breach these days. That has been responsible for a lot of the illegalities we are experiencing in the country presently. And you can take for granted that as far as public officers are concerned, the road traffic regulation does not seem to exist. And the National Road Traffic Regulation does not seem to exist, and they just carry on according to their own and caprices.
All right. Sadly, that is the reality we found ourselves in. At one point in time, Mr. Richard, if you remember back in 2012, but just about a decade ago, all right, when we had the former Inspector General of Police make mention of this, it seemed to have taken some effect at that time. We got to see less and less of these infractions as it is being carried out. But today, like you stated, it's now become more of a status symbol. And sadly, we get to see people who now have the means, who have the wherewithal, have police escorts, or in some cases, they don't have police escorts per se, but they somehow get a siren and with their convoy, and then they make a lot of noise. Now, before we let you go, I want to bring to you the issue of funeral processions in and around Port Harcourt, in and around virtually every state in this country. Whenever there's a funeral procession, particularly on Fridays and Saturdays, we seem to see these funeral homes that have hearses that carry the coffins. They have sirens. Some of them are not as loud as the other ones that we get to hear from maybe some police vans or something like that. But they seem to, as it were, demand for a right of way just because they are taking a corpse from one place to the funeral home. Is this also an infraction, sir?
It should be an infraction. The purpose of the siren is emergencies. There is no emergency in taking home a corpse. The dead is already dead. You can have your motor carried, you can put on your hazard lights and indicating that you are together in a convoy. Yes, you can do all that. But that noise is not required. And it's not permitted by the law. It's not part of the exemption.
All right, thank you very much, Richard Walker, constitutional lawyer here in Port Harcourt. We're going to get to our conversations and get to listen to you now. You've heard from the lawyer. He says, hey, look, there is a law. It's not being kept because, these days, affecting or rather defending the law seems to be a very big problem in our society today. But now we know, I'm sure we want to get to look at some interesting views on the subject matter. My guest, Richard Walker, thank you very much for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, so now we've clearly heard it. You didn't say it. You got to read it. Now, there seems to be a little bit of a confusion as to whom exactly is allowed or permitted to have a siren on their motorcade or on their vehicles. I'm going to get to that. But now, let me very quickly, take you, because this concerns all of us, particularly those of us who drive. All right, looking at the offenses, the highway code, and the punishment or what the law says regarding careless driving. Now, this is Article 7 here. Careless driving and inconsiderate driving. Number 1, any person who drives a motor vehicle on a federal highway without due care and attention or without reasonable consideration for other persons using the federal highway shall be guilty of an offense and be liable on conviction to a fine, which when I read it now it will probably be paltry and laughable, of 100 naira, or in the case of a second subsequent conviction, to a fine of 200 naira, or to imprisonment for 6 months, or to both such fine and imprisonment. So there is a huge deal as regarding careless driving. Now, I read this out because for all intents and purposes, a lot of these individuals, these sons and daughters of Nigeria, who are privileged to defend us, who are security personnel, who now go around securing, protecting lives of, in quote, dignitaries, seem to forget that they are born, bred, fed, are living under this God-given green earth called Nigeria, and by no means did they create, disintegrate anything concerning us by themselves. They did not make anybody. They did not give rise to anybody. Yet they seem, apparently, because of the uniform and because of the status that they now are privileged to wear and be in, decide to bully others on the road. I felt a lot of pity and embarrassment for that man in his small car who, through no fault of his, was being asked to stop so that these, in quotes, important persons can pass. So who are these important persons, right, that ordinarily should have a siren on? Section 154 of the National Road Traffic Regulation, NRTR, back in 2012, Part 14 states, no other person other than the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Vice President, President of the Senate, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Chief Justice of Nigeria, Deputy President of the Senate, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, governors, deputy governors of states shall drive a vehicle on any public road using sirens, flashes, or beacon lights. The law also provides that any person who contravenes the provisions of this regulation commits an offense and shall be liable on conviction to a fine of 3,000 naira or a term of 7 months imprisonment, or both. So, their driver of so-called big men and big women in Nigeria, Nigerians are not happy with the way you apparently are carrying around in your vehicles. No one is stopping you from riding in your vehicles. But why then do you have to bully us when you are actually not meant to have these sirens on? In fact, the list is actually in a bit of a compromise, because later on, I think it was Idris Adamu, the previous Ibrahim Idris, I beg your pardon, who made what's it called, an amendment to the list. All right, so it rose from 78 individuals to about 100 and something individuals. But even with that, the question still rises that the fact that you are a CEO of a company, or you work for one of the international organizations in Port Harcourt, does not give you the right, nor does it give the security detail attached to you the right to have sirens on. And what is even very embarrassing, and I speak as an observer, right? If you are listening to us, you are a soldier, a policeman, or whatever, and you ride those cars and you're blaring those horns, you forget that there's some people who get anxiety attacks just hearing that sound. They're driving, and next thing, wah, 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 it's a shock. And let's not forget, we've had a lot of stories of individuals who have had accidents, whom this, in quote, convoy people have hit, sometimes without pausing to find out the extent of the damages caused. I'd like to remind you, you are first and foremost a Nigerian, not a truck driver, not a policeman, not a soldier. You are first and foremost a Nigerian. When you are done with your duties, you will still be a Nigerian. The onus is now on you to act as such. We'll go for a break. When we return, we'll start to take your calls and views, and have a question for us this morning on this subject matter. How do we then curb this menace? Let's not talk about the law. The law is stated it, but what can we do as people? And I'll tell you an interesting story as we try to manage or handle the menace of illegal siren use. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162, and let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise.
Good morning.
Hello, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, Protocol. Good morning.
Welcome.
Yeah, Jude, thank you for the subject matter you're discussing this morning. The most worrisome of this siren blaring and abuse, unfortunately, Nigeria has become a very lawless state. And so I get worried because when we know the laws and the implications of infraction, nobody, whose duty or whose purview is it, Jude, I want to ask, to prosecute those who abuse these laws? Is it only about laws? Who is it, me and you, that are being infringed upon or even at times wounded? Are we the ones that will pursue the effecting of these laws? That is one question I want to ask. Again, is the worst people, and I want to ask, how about these people carrying money with bullion van? Those ones are the worst. So are you saying that there is no provision in the law for people who are carrying money to be driving like criminals, driving aggressively, harassing everybody, and all of that? I'm surprised. So the law does not allow the people carrying money to be doing this thing they are doing on the road. Then it's very pathetic. I don't know who will help us to see that these laws are followed, rather than just reeling them out and saying this is wrong, that is wrong, and all that. Can we just get these people prosecuted, especially these banks? Because they can kill you because they are carrying money, forgetting that we are the depositors. The money they are carrying is also our money, but they want to kill us on the road.
Well,
They are carrying money.
If I remember, I tried to follow this conversation. Thank you for reminding me. I tried to make investigations last year, and those the banks, the people who I spoke to in Lagos, they say that the bank don't directly handle that anymore. Talking about the transfer, all right, or the yes. So it's now being sublet. It's now being as it were subcontracted to somebody else. They just pay those people. However, those people do the business is left to them. The bank just pay them for their service. But now that you mention it, once again, we'll pursue this matter. I will ask them these pertinent questions once again.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution. 08179230002, 01792300003, 01792300007, and then the female caller line is 01792300009. All right. Once again, when you call in, please do have to turn down the volume of your radio set. All right. The truth is, the way the siren is used mostly in River State is way too alarming, and they claim right and even move against traffic. I went to Lagos for 2 days that I spent there. I didn't hear sirens. Interesting, but it's worse here in River State. Ezekiel Isaiah, all the way in Port Harcourt. Thank you very much. Good morning, President. Nigeria, we abuse everything. In some advanced countries, it's only the fire service, ambulance, and the police, when on special assessment, that use sirens. But here in Nigeria, we've known even militants or known individuals bless sirens to inconvenience and oppress other road users. It's very wrong and uncivilized. Henry, with that comment. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm calling from Nkoro.
Welcome.
I went to Abuja. I didn't hear any. I stayed there for over 1 week. I didn't have siren sound. But here in River State, bank is using, the government uses it. It's AC. AC or maybe youth want to use it. I don't want to use it. They just stop all this. It's not good. What I want to use siren is the ambulance. Imagine. Yes. Even that whatever is not one is siren. We are attracting ambulance to you. What are you see them directing one way? I want to follow them. So using our siren is not good. Let us stop it.
Okay.
I don't know what is the emergency. Thank you very much. God bless my lovely brother.
All right, thank you very much. So we get to know when there's a real emergency. I saw a video years ago, and it showed a very crowded street, if I'm not mistaken, in Tokyo, right? In Tokyo, crowded. You know when you say there's a human a sea of traffic. That's how it was. You know, they were up for some festival or something, right? But guess what happened? Somebody had an emergency, right? The ambulance, the hospital sent the ambulance, right? They got the person, and the quickest route out of that place was through this crowd. As soon as the siren started, people gave way. It was so brilliant to watch. Unfortunately, like the last call I made mention, a lot of people here don't know when it's an emergency or when it's some big boy like Andrew Efiemi's cousin who's coming down the street that's blaring the sirens. Headline news.
Headline news. Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline news.
Hello, good morning. I am Ifeemi Andrew. Governor Wike says Rivers State will not succumb to secessionist agenda despite intimidations. Rivers State Police Command launches manhunt for gunmen after attacks killed 7 police officers. President Buhari urges local leaders to warn youths against being used to fuel violence. On the foreign scene, gunman shoots dead 6 people at birthday party in the U.S. In business, NNPC says continuous payment of subsidy negatively affecting revenue. In entertainment, popular actor Alex Ekubo announces wedding date in November. In sports, FC Flying Uba say they failed to honor their match day 20 Nigeria Professional Football League fixture against MFM FC because the match should have been played in Nnewi and not Enugu. Contact our newsroom at 0818-900-0017. Thank you for your time.
This is 92.3 Nigeria Info, the only place where talk is not cheap.
Yes, welcome back to the only place where talk is not cheap. Your conversation station. Hello, Port Harcourt. Hello, wherever you're listening to us from. My name is Jude. In this hour, we're talking about the illegal use of sirens this morning. Yes, we have now found out, just in case you did know, about the challenges and particularly looking at the law, talking about the NRT. I'm going to read that once again and get your view on the subject matter. But most importantly, what can we do? Is it that these officials or these individuals, these officers, do not know? Have they forgotten? Is there a refresher course? Maybe that's what is needed to sanitize the system. It's the bare minimum road users in this country demand that I should be able to drive from point A to point B and not feel threatened or harassed by we don't want to drive in peace. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, the female caller line, 0817-923-0009. Hit us up on WhatsApp, 0809-030-6416, at Nigeria Info PH across all social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook. That's where you get to find us. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Good morning, hello, Yenegua. This is Charles from Yenegua.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. You see, the issue of blaring of siren is, I don't know the mindset and orientation we have. When I visited Abuja about 2-3 years ago, even when the president was coming, you only did dispatch rider. You just hear clearing the way. When 5 stars, I say, see humility, see humbleness. The same thing was typified here in the last administration in Bayelsa State here.
Okay.
The deputy governor, who happened to be a retired Rear Admiral, that is the former governor, John Juna. That man, that deputy governor, when he wants to pass, my brother, you will not hear any siren. With his comfort, you will not hear bang, 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 you will not hear gas noise.
But he is actually entitled to use the sirens, actually.
That's the issue. So with this thing, even though the deputy governor was passing, my brother, you see humility, humbleness. You only see the vehicle just passing in comfort. And with this, if you come to Yenegua here, you see even just one honorable with maybe one keke attached to him, disturbing the road, blaring, causing nonsense. So we don't know the emergency. We don't know issues that need urgent attention, like fire service, like somebody rushed to the hospital, or things that needed, like a precaution. No. You just hear bang, bullion, bang, wang. Oh, my brother. If you just come to Yenegua, you pity yourself that it seems you are just in a lawless state. So these are the issues. I don't know government should do something very urgent on this because it's getting out of sight.
All right, thank you very much. It's getting out of sight. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Hello, Port Harcourt. This is Mr. Driving from Port Harcourt.
Welcome.
When you cited the forces on the...
Hello? Hello? Oh dear. Please do call back if you can. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Yeah, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, on the subject matters, on Siren, illegal Siren, I want to ask a question.
Yes, please.
Is it only the illegal Siren? What about this unnecessary blockage that people are suffering? Now you can see that there is no law permit the bullion vans to blow Siren, but you see the humiliations and the harassment amongst the people. Huh? Is it like the people that are going to arrest, that are supposed to protect this, are they not the ones committing this whole breach of protocols and all the rest? They are the people doing it. Is it not police? It is not police. So I think there is no need of even having such law. I think we should remove it because everybody is an offender on it. So they should just remove it. Everybody should blow siren and block the road. Since the police in question that are supposed to protect life and property and also put some measures in place are not doing it. They are the one violating the law. Then you expect the ordinary man to not to disobey the order. It can't work now. So there's no need. They should just remove it.
But if we devolve to that, say where it should be removed, then like someone said, not only would we not know when there is an emergency, also people may tend to see these emergencies or these sirens as being useless, and so they will not even obey it. Now I'm going to give you a very clear example, and once again, if you're listening to us, all right, and you are a big man, you work in government, let's hope you are even the commissioner of information by chance, or hopefully the PRO is also listening to us as well, or maybe any police officer can also tell him what I'm about to say, because back in 2019, December, I can't forget, 2019, I've said this on that time radio, I made a journey from here to Enugu State for a wedding ceremony. Now, on the way back from that wedding ceremony, we were met with the mother of all traffic jams. I mean, I have never experienced traffic like that in my entire life. The place was blocked. The road that was taken from the village in Enugu, right, all the way out to Enugu main town, blocked. We couldn't move. For almost 2 hours we're there. We all brought out our phones, made calls. We never used the map. Almost 7 or 8 kilometers red. That means traffic jam, no movement. Then we saw, as expected, some individuals in sirens blaring, blah blah blah. We first saw the policemen, or was it soldiers on Mopo? They blared 4 convoys. Then somebody, we don't know who the person is, with his own convoy, they blared. Another person, about 6 or 7 that evening. By 8 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, we're still on that road at night. Guess what happened? All those who blared their sirens had to turn it off. Why? There was no way to move. No way. None whatsoever. None. Absolutely none. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the case for every scenario. That's not the case. But once again, my other premise comes into play. You are first and foremost a human being and a Nigerian. That uniform you wear can and oftentimes will be taken off you when you retire. Don't you think it would be advisable to treat everybody properly and respectfully rather, with the time that you have right now? Section 154 of the National Road Traffic Regulation, NRTR, Part 14. No person other than the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Vice President, the President of the Senate, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Chief Justice of Nigeria, Deputy President of the Senate, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, governors and deputy governors of all states shall drive a vehicle on public roads using sirens, flashes, or beacon lights. This was back in 2012. Hello, Port Harcourt. Apologies there. Hello, Port Harcourt. 9.3. Hello, Port Harcourt. Okay, all right, let's get to read messages now, all right, on our WhatsApp. All right, Jude, the Nigerian judiciary body should stand on her foot, because if they do the law, it will have its effect and the people can approach the courts. Okay, so now we can't even get to the courts. All right, hello Nigeria Info. It's a pity that we are far backwards and everything. Why use siren without sense? Okay. Please, permit my curiosity. Do you have a problem by the professional or conferred title? Oh, okay. This is a personal. Okay, I'll refer to this later. Hello, Port Harcourt. Hello, good morning. Oh dear, woo, lines are busy now. Don't forget, when you call us, do well to turn down the volume of your radio set. All right, when you call us, turn down the volume of your radio set if you cannot step away from the radio. Hello, Port Harcourt. Oh dear, oh dear. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. My name is Felix Omidara.
Welcome, Felix.
Yes. Here, I always call police above the law. That's the new type. In fact, when I call above the law, my wife understands that I'm talking about the police. Because they are the ones that are above the law. Look, that's why if you want to cross the road, you must look before. Normally, in the one-way side, you must look either your left to cross the road. Now you have to look both your right and your left for you to cross the road. I was trying to cross my children from the road after parking my car, bringing them out so that I cross them to the other side of the road to take them to school. I have looked very well in the other side and looked very well this side. I never knew that the police vehicle was just coming with through one way, and they almost crashed. And they didn't even just feel that they have done anything wrong. They didn't even come and say, sorry, please, sorry, with kids. They don't care. They blow the siren anywhere, they like drive anywhere. If you are on the road, they can even hit your car and scatter part of your glass and everything, and they go. So it has become a norm. The blaring of sirens, we are hearing them every day. In fact, today at this like now, if I have a little money, if I just have 1 million naira in my account, now I just put a siren and I move. Or sometimes I carry one policeman and put in my front seat. I pay him 10,000 naira. I can block him.
Ow. That's wrong.
That's what is going on in this country now.
Wrong.
Just put a policeman in your front seat. Just put a policeman in your front seat and drive with a siren and blow one way. I'm telling you, there's no place you will not pass. You can pass one way. You can even drive against traffic on top of a flyover. That's how much this country has come to.
Okay, and that's what we're talking about, so we can start to reverse this trend. Now, it's not just the sirens, and it's very I'm very pleased that he made mention of it. You know, the law states, right, the sections also states flashers or beacon lights. I see some individuals now who have got maybe decent looking cars, right? They now have flashers. They put them on their bumpers and beacon lights. So when you see them from afar, you think they are somebody important. That, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you did not know, is not permitted. Is not permitted. So if tomorrow a policeman stops you and says, hey, look, this thing you're carrying, it's illegal. You're not meant to. I have to take it off you or maybe impound your vehicle. Do not say you've not been warned. Do not say you've not been warned. You are not meant to have flashers or beacon lights. Those lights, those red and blue lights. I see some people now put them on the grills of their cars. So when they come out, you know, it looks like they're somebody important. Please, 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 please. This is not pimp my ride, all right? And even if you want to pimp your ride, you're meant to pimp your ride within the ambience of the law. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Hello,
good morning. Welcome, please.
Good morning. Yes, we are in this part there, or this crossroads, because we try to implement our laws. The laws are there, but who to implement these laws is the problem. And those who have to implement these laws are the ones who are violating this law. I remember as a child growing up in the early 80s, a neighbor of mine was in prison. He was a security man. He was in prison for some few months. What was his offense? He was riding a bicycle early in the morning while returning from work without a headlight. Bicycle. But today, you see vehicles with under one headlight. So without headlight, in the night. And they pass
happen. So until we implement our laws, some of these, okay, no, just talk about besides this thing, the siren. What about the tinted glasses? There are some people besides the one that came with the car.
Yes.
They went and painted with the operate materials that you cannot even see inside. And these are done by mostly by security officials. They use that such people to commit crime, to buy arms, and all sort of atrocity in our society. So until we start to disregard whoever it is and punish people, we will continue to be in this quagmire. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so it's all about punishing people. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Please, can you turn off your radio set, please?
Okay, it's off now.
Thank you very much. Good morning and welcome, please.
Well done. My name is Brightest.
Welcome, Bright. Sorry, Brightest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe the problem we have in this country is our constitution. Because the constitution is now strong for the weak and weak for the strong. It's strong for the weak and weak for the strong. And our institution has finally failed. In all ramification, our institution has finally failed. What we have now is strong individual as against strong institution. We don't have strong institution again. What we have is strong individual that can manipulate those institutions. Go to our educational sectors. Go to the agrarian sectors. In all ramification, the country has failed because of the kind of strong individuals we have. People that can be in their room and dictate what to go for the economy. People that can go to government and the government to give them mandamus, give them rights to tamper on different types of businesses. People that can control the economy we call Nigeria now, Nigeria economy. There are some people that are piloting it, people that controls it. They will be in their office and control Nigeria economy. We know them. I don't want to call names. We know them. People that when they bring their goods out, they tamper other goods around. They kill other industries. How can this country grow? And we are not.
Hello?
We are not creating institutions that will have all our graduates. And we are busy, busy admitting thousands of students and graduating thousands at the end of the academic session. Where are we going to place these people? So how can the country good again?
Okay, all right. So work on the institutions. We need to make institutions that are devoid of individual powers, that are devoid of individual presence. The institution is beyond any individual, or at least meant to be beyond individuals. Hello, Nigeria. Hello, Port Harcourt. Please, did you say the fine for using siren is 100 naira? No. It's not 100 naira. No. It's not. Once again, the law also provides that any person who contravenes the provision of this regulation commits an offense and shall be liable on conviction to a fine of 3,000 naira or a term of 7 months imprisonment or to both. Now, just before I wrap up on the conversation this morning, I want to share two stories with us this morning. And before I do so, I'd like to remind you, please, if you are by chance a driver, a soldier, a policeman, whatever, if you drive, if you are one of those people in those convoys, remember this very, very, very clearly. You are first and foremost a human being. You are then a Nigerian. No matter what you do, where you go to, you will drop that particular status at some point in your life. Uniform. I will not be on this microphone for the rest of my life. At some point, I will have to pass on the torch as it was passed on to me. You have every chance right now to do the right thing, to start to do the right thing, to be cautious and courteous at the same time. So, a few years ago, on the same siren issue, this was in Port Harcourt, and very fortunately, I witnessed this occurrence. So, somewhere along Peter Odili Road, right? Some dudes were in a siren. You know that Abloma roundabout. Sometimes the traffic back then, anyway. I don't know about now, but I expect traffic should be much better. But yeah, the traffic used to be really, really bad because then the road was very narrow, right? It was a very small road those days. So traffic build up. You know, people were trying to, maintain the road, maintain their lanes. And then, as always, at that time of the day, you probably hear some convoy people coming across. So there was this truck, blaring the sirens, right? And then he, would come out, drive against traffic, cut back into the line, move like that, then got close to the roundabout. And then there was a car. It was an SUV. Right? It was a big SUV. Those of you know cars, it was a V8 engine SUV. So take a pick. I'm not going to mention names, but take a pick from the very popular V8 SUVs, V8 engine SUVs we have in Nigeria, right? And this person, kept on using the horn. The siren was blaring. Pa, 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 get out of the way, get out of the way. The person in that car did not move an inch. Just a narrow road, did not move an inch. Blah, 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 blah. Nothing. So a small space availed itself, and then this truck, the person blaring the siren, moved to the right, and the person that was trying to climb the curb scratched the side mirror of this car. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the beginning of the most interesting drama of my week back then. It turned out that the person who was driving the car was a woman. Not only was she a woman, but she was married to somebody who is somebody in the Nigerian military. Wait, so this is a very true story. Not only is she married to somebody in the Nigerian military, she was also a successful businesswoman. And so she put on chase. It was not far, just around that roundabout. The sign was going. This woman accelerated her car, blocked this truck. And not only did she block the truck, this is where it gets interesting. She comes down from the truck and said, "What is your emergency?" Those of us who were there that day were looking. Film. We've not seen this kind of film before. A woman came down, asked the driver, "What is your emergency? Whom are you taking to the hospital? Is there money in this truck? Where are the other important personnel dignitaries you are carrying?" "Hey, you see us?" I saw you, but you broke my side mirror. Who is going to fix this? Now, how do I know that this person is married to a military personnel? Ladies and gentlemen, there was the cap on the dashboard. On the dashboard. It was at that point that those individuals, or policemen back then, they now saw it and recognized that this is not just any woman. Then the begging started. But now, years after all of this has happened, I'm asking, did they need to beg? Because if they didn't realize, and if you don't realize, they had literally embarrassed the uniforms that they had on, driving recklessly, causing physical damage to property, and then wearing that uniform, that proud Nigerian police uniform, and you're now on your knees begging. But that's just one woman who had the privilege of her status. What about the millions of us who don't have that privilege? Do we have to resort to self-help? Once again, if you are a driver of any of these vehicles, if there is no emergency, turn off the siren. You're not even meant to blare the siren. Because one day, you will not be in that position. You will not be in that position. My name is Jude Hello Port Harcourt one more time, starting today on 90.3 Nigeria Info. Tomorrow we'll be back, and tomorrow we'll start off with our segment from 9 o'clock. Office Beat. The Office Beat. We'll be getting to call you. Yes, we will call you tomorrow morning. Get to find out what's going on in your neighborhood, find out what's happening in your place of business or in school, and also ask you an underlining question whilst we are at it. Please do remember, it is your responsibility to look out not just for yourself, but for those around you. Do the right thing whenever, in fact, not just whenever you can. Do the right thing, pure and simple. At Nigeria Info PH is our handle, at Nigeria Info PH, across all social media platforms. And you can also follow me on Mamegbe Jude. That will be on Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget, do the right thing.